zone, lost in a thunderdome, twilight ruled the day. We found the impossible, now we're unstoppable, taking off the world beneath us. Strong under pressure, we'll make it together, our universe.
Alright, and it is good to be back. One thing I'm probably going to change, because I sat down and then we got like lots and lots and lots of really cool information at TwitchCon and all that good stuff. One thing I'm probably going to change in the not too distant future is where I do the introduction like right now. And I circle back to like basically end up like redoing the reintroduction like, you know, a little ways into the stream, like right as we get into the middle. I might have like the first 5 minutes will, like literally just be the music playing a countdown, and when the song ends, then I start the introduction. We're gonna go ahead and just do it the normal way since I haven't mentioned that or anything. But that gives me a bit more time to get stuff set up, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, I made an actual like cover art, so let's go ahead and use that. Where are you hiding? There you are. But that can just be a little bit easier and all that. Because it also lets me do like audio fixes and all that when I notice there's problems and whatnot. I have like tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of notes of stuff from the convention. I think it was absolutely worth my time to go there. That said, it's always a difficult thing to step away from stream. Generally speaking, usually your viewership takes a pretty decent hit when you're away. How much of a hit depends on like so many things. But man, I had a really good time with it. Thank you, Darkstrider, for the... Thank you for the T1 sub. Been subbed to the channel for 13 months, just over a year, so I really do appreciate the continued support. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. So thank you for that. For those who don't know, we're also live on multiple platforms now. I'm not live on all the platforms I'm ultimately going to be live on, but we will get there. I am kind of seeing what I can handle so far as the multiple platforms thing. Because it just benefits a lot for me to do that. I know it kind of creates not a great situation in the sense that, like, for those who didn't catch, well, and we'll probably talk about the stuff that happened at TwitchCon and all that, but for those who didn't catch, one of the changes they made with, at TwitchCon, one of the announcements was that we're no longer restricted to streaming to just one platform. Like, just not a thing anymore. If I want to go stream on YouTube at the same time, I can do it. If I want to stream to Kick, sure, why not? TikTok, absolutely. So we can go and hop on all the platforms. But one of the big caveats is I may not put the various platforms on screen. Gotcha. Well, it's appreciated. So I can't put like Twitch and YouTube chat and TikTok chat. Like if I find a way to combine them all, I can't put them all on the screen. Give me 2 seconds. I am still getting the social stuff out. This is the reasons why I should actually do that. Whereas just like the first 5 minutes is just intro. So that way we don't run into the situation where I fall behind trying to catch everything. But like, so one of the negatives you run into with the multi-stream is because I cannot display chat in all the places kind of thing. You get that weird thing where I'm talking to people who don't seem like they're there. And that was one of the things that they were like, okay, but like I can't sit here on Twitch and sit there and say, hey, go check me out on other platform. That is actually one of the things that they said I may not do. Alright, so with all that, I've got all the social stuff out there, so let's switch our scenes. So hopefully everything else is working. Oh, did I hide the chat? Because I was going to go ahead and actually not put chat on the screen anymore. That was something we had talked about doing regardless. The multi-platform thing kind of put a pin in it where that needed to happen. Man, I have had a scuff on my glasses, and I have tried cleaning it like 4 times, and that just happens. Anyone who has had glasses, you'll have like something that gets on your glasses. Oh, here, let's go ahead and get the game music back on. Just adjusting volumes real fast. We'll try that. Alright. But let me get this scuff off my glasses so I can actually see. And to give you an idea about like the discoloration that happens because of the green screen, the shirt I'm wearing is about as purple gets. Like we're talking like grape like what people would sit there and have like grape drink kind of purple. Like it is a deep, deep purple. It's Twitch's logo color purple because it's literally a Twitch shirt. So people are like, why is your hair so blue? It's just green screen shenanigans. So why can I not get you clean? Anyways, to catch things up. So for announcements we've got going on kind of thing, we don't have too much going on. I do owe Baldur's Gate that I said I was going to play. It'll probably be this Friday. I will commit to half a stream. We'll see how it does. If people seem to enjoy it, we'll do more of it. If people are like, meh, then it'll be meh. And we'll just go about our day. But that is on the schedule because we had the Make Me Play redeem. It's been almost 2 weeks because they redeemed it like about a week before I headed out, and I was like, hey, is it okay if we wait till afterwards because I didn't want to get into something just to pop out. Oh, I've got the microfiber cloth here as well. Usually don't want to Windex glasses. A lot of glasses have a coating that the Windex will eat off. So like if you have anti-glare coating, the Windex will sometimes damage that. What am I doing? I'm sitting here, I have like legit eyeglass cleaner here. Alright. But yeah, so for those who didn't know what was going on and why there was no streams for about a week now, basically I was at TwitchCon, which was in Las Vegas this year. I will say I had an absolutely amazing time at TwitchCon. I don't like Las Vegas. And it's not like a gambling thing or anything like that. Me and Tomb did just the teeniest, tiniest bit of gambling. We technically beat the house. We took them for a solid 40 cents. We know they will never financially recover from this. So, game seems too loud too? Okay. We'll try it around here. That's one discussion point that came up while we were away that was being talked about. It was loosely related. So I talked about I would really like them to volume balance the ads and then give us as content creators kind of like a baseline, being like this is like the expected volume, so we could all level ourselves to that. So the advertisement thing, they said they're kind of already trying to work with the advertisers about quality, including volume and yada yada yada. So that's happening. But independent of like the Twitch, staff and faculty, they did have one of their, I believe, one of their product managers. Okay, they did have one of their project managers there about talking about doing that thing. You made a Skyrim bootleg. All right, but so back to the announcement side of things. Expect me to play a decent amount of City Skylines 2. I have been a huge fan of City Skylines, the original, for almost ever. So I would fully anticipate being into that and all that kind of stuff. So expect me to be into that for a little while. I know it's been getting some mixed reviews, some fairly, some unfairly. And the reason I'll say that is if you look at some of the major publications who came out and said, oh, the performance is terrible, it's awful, it's terrible. They were running a pre-release build that they were specifically informed had not yet been optimized. And they're reviewing it as if it's the final product. Now, that said, I do know the performance hasn't been as good as they want it to be. But it's kind of one of the caveats of because of the murkiness that's created in the information about the game. How is it actually performance-wise? I don't know. But it is a thing that a bunch of people were calling out. I don't want to say the names of the individual publications, but they're calling out a couple of the individual publications saying, hey, you were using the pre-release version that they specifically said was not fully optimized yet. And you had performance issues, and they specifically told you were going to have those and that would be improved. So take that what you will. From what I have seen other people playing this, it has been... like, I would say the performance is not as good as City Skylines, the original, which makes sense, there's a lot more happening. But at the same time, I wouldn't say it is nearly as bad as I had heard. Like, because I was doing the TwitchCon Vegas thing, and I was hearing all these reports like, oh my god, the performance is so bad. And this is before it released or anything. It's like, oh my god, it's so bad, it's so terrible. Everyone's like, and no, like, I think they only gave like 20 or so creators keys. It's like really very few. And all of them had like no real complaints that I could see. I'm trying to think of how to organize these windows right now because I've got all sorts of stuff happening and nowhere near enough screen real estate for all of it. I cannot wait. So actually I didn't. Yeah, no, there's they suggested turning off VSync actually really helps in almost all cases. So one of the big things that happened at TwitchCon is Tomb won the new Elgato prompter. So like this isn't sponsored or anything like that. She straight up won it. I tried to win it. I didn't win anything. But she straight up won it. I'm not using, like, it's technically hooked up, but I don't have the right mount, so it's just kind of down here. I would turn it around and show you, but I can't maneuver it. But I ordered a bar to put on where I've got my light over that way, so that I can hopefully, I don't know how I'm rearranging this. I think my top monitor is gonna go all the way to the right. The teleprompter is gonna go in the middle, like where the camera is right now. The teleprompter will go there, because for those who don't know how a teleprompter actually works, you have a piece of one-way glass, so it's like glass on one side, mirror on the other. You have a display on the bottom, that is what is actually shining up in the mirror, and then you look at it, but you have a camera behind here. That way, if we rotate that, I'm looking straight into the camera, and what I'm seeing, though, is not the camera. I'm seeing what's reflected there, which is what's on the screen below. Which, in my case, I'm going to use it for chat. So instead of doing this kind of thing where my chat is over here on the left, so you'll notice when I'm responding to a lot of you, I'll look over that way and I have to like consciously tell myself to look over here. And I'm also bad because my preview is over there, and I'll watch my preview as well. I've debated actually sliding the preview out of the way, but it means I'm looking at chat versus like weirdly looking to the side of chat when like I'm actually talking to you, because again I'm reading over there. So we got all that kind of stuff going on. Wonders, can Rual build a new monitor? I mean, like, do you mean like design a new monitor? I mean, I have some electrical engineering, but I don't know anything about like the liquid crystal like enclosed. I can wire that up to something, but like actually making that component, I have no idea. Anyways, with all that, so the plans for today's stream is mostly just check out City Skylines 2. Pretty much the plan right now. We're gonna see how it is, gonna see what you think. Is the volume still a little bit too on the loud side? I had someone say it was loud, and I brought it down about 20-ish%. I do know a lot that... Hey, good seeing you on both sides of, you know, YouTube and Twitch. I'm not live on TikTok yet. Think the music still gets loud? Yeah, it's a tad bit loud. That's, Alright, let's go in here, let's drop it down, let's drop it to 50%. 50% seems like a good spot. But what we could go ahead and do is, I'm hoping, yeah, what I'm hoping will happen is this discussion that's been happening between a bunch of the other creators on the platform, is I'm hoping we will, like, establish a baseline, like, this is the volume people are supposed to be at. I do think it's going to be way louder than we are now. But if it is consistent on the platform, it means we stop the thing where it's like quiet, 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 add, quiet, 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 add, or quiet, 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 you click into someone else's channel, blasting. Like, we get, you know, not everyone's going to be on it, but we can get, like, a common baseline that most people use. That would be really good. Can I make that chat bigger? I don't think I can. No, I can't. That's fine. I'm gonna have to get one of these third-party things where I can... So, the thing I'm not allowed to do is, if you remember how I have normally up here on the left-hand side, yeah, that's the idea, is if we get a baseline, then, like, we could, you know, if someone's particularly loud or particularly quiet, you know that they're there. They're the ones deviating from the baseline, because right now we don't have one. But yeah, so if you know on the left where normally I have chat up there that you're not seeing right now, that is something I'm doing deliberately. One of the things, while I am able to stream over to like YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and all that kind of stuff at the same time now, because that was one of the big announcements at TwitchCon, is we're no longer exclusive. We can put ourselves everywhere. One of the things we cannot do is we cannot combine the chats from the different platforms and put it somewhere you can see it. That is one of the weird rules that we have. There was that one. I can't sit here and go, hey, check me out on platform on here. I can't like direct you away from Twitch kind of thing. So that's another thing I'm not allowed to do. It's still way better than it was. But kind of the whole thing with that is then I get into that weird space where I'm showing like Twitch chat on YouTube and all that. Let's see, are you allowed to have both chats individually on the screen? No. Basically, they want, so as far as you watching on Twitch, that you, not that you would have no idea anything is happening over at like YouTube or TikTok, but like there isn't something like actively drawing your attention to the fact that it's on both. That's what I'm getting reading between the lines. And it's been a thing that I've debated a bunch of times about whether or not it's going to keep chat on screen. Because I've had some people talk about how distracting it is, versus on others it's kind of convenient. But at the same time, there's also the argument that in a lot of stuff, like when you look at your look at your phone screen or whatever, and you have chat there, like you have a dedicated chat space on the bottom. So it's one of those ones I don't think there's a correct answer about whether or not chat should be on the screen. I feel like, you know, half a dozen here, half a dozen the other way. Right. You basically can't deliberately create things that would, in theory, draw people away from Twitch. Yeah, chat on screen only really works well if you have dedicated space you're doing just chatting. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, is I've been leaning towards getting rid of it. And then plus we have the situation, while very, very rare, where someone pops in, they say something awful. So they say something awful, Automod comes in and knocks it down, but there's still now, it's part of the VOD, that every time someone watches the VOD, that gets reintroduced. But yeah, for mobile, it's primary 60 to 65% of the screen. Yep. Yeah, I know you can like rotate your screen one way with chat and it goes away on mobile, and then you rotate the other way and it's about 2/3-ish, half to 2/3-ish of the screen. So it's one of those things I'm like, okay. And then plus when I show chat on screen, for anyone who wants to like make it bigger and all that, it doesn't help them, so they go to regular chat. So I think that might be off the screen for right now, unless people are like really upset about that. But so I've got all that. Yeah. Rotates Eoneck for reasons. I mean, sometimes you got to. But like I've got a whole list of notes here. Can I show this without doxing myself? I don't actually think I can. No, I can't. Yeah, sadly I can't show you my notes because literally I didn't have my planner. I had forgotten it that morning. So I was just texting myself the notes, so I'd have to like do that. But I've got like pages and pages and pages of notes. I'm gonna try and take the notes and take them from completely random garbage into something usable, and then I don't mind sharing them with other people, like, you know, by all means benefit from my travel. One of the other things that came up that is an announcement thing is we're gonna get 5 more animated emote slots. So I'm gonna have a total of 10. Where we've been restricted to 5 since the very beginning, and we're gonna get 10 emote slots now for animated emotes. So with all that, I do have in the Help the Streamer channel in Discord, I have asked, hey, if you have ideas for like emotes, like both, like animated's kind of the main focus, but regular ones in case we do decide to take like a regular one and make it into an animated one kind of thing, then we free up a regular one. I am looking for suggestions. I did reach out to an artist. They're not going to be available in the immediate future, which is fine. It just means we get to get more time to come up with ideas and do all that. But at some point, I'll be commissioning more of those. I will say, just because it got suggested, I'm not going to do any kind of like Chad Alpha, any kind of those type of emotes. I know a lot of people do them. It comes from a not graded background. And that involves like incel and everything, and I want to be a billion miles away from that. So, like, I don't, like, mind people using that themselves, but, like, when people go, oh, and they refer to me as Chad or whatever, it's like, nah, that's not, like, don't call me Alpha, don't call me Chad, don't do that. Like, I don't want those labels. I don't want that to stick. I want to stay as far away from that as I can. Hey, Night Dweller, that's interesting. So when I look at this... Oh, that's weird. So when oh, you know what I bet you it is? I bet you there's better TTV on that and not on the prompter. Because I had the prompter down here and it was writing out the name of the emote versus my chat doesn't it. Animated fire decides. Yeah, don't post it just right here in chat now. I will forget. I have an 11-hour stream to do. I will 100% not remember anything you're telling me here. And it's not because they're not great ideas or anything. I need, like... It's totally fine if you don't want to join the Discord, if you can ask someone to post it on your behalf and someone is willing to do that. I just need someone to put it where it's effectively written down, because after 11 hours, I don't remember what's happening here. But yeah, no, I do think like the chaos style emote is probably going to be one. I'm probably going to do some kind of dancing emote. The high one, I could definitely see. I'm not sure about the siren. The siren one, I think we can come up with better than the siren one. But like those three are pretty good ones. Anyways, I have been babbling. We can talk plenty about like TwitchCon and TwitchCon and Vegas and all that. Like once we get into it. But let's go ahead and check out a brand new heckin' game. So let me go ahead and do the next part, which is now I need to go live on the next thing. I don't know if you're even gonna have a thing here for me. I'm gonna have to figure out ways to automate this, by the way. I guess this technically goes under other games. Cities, Skylines II. All right. I don't know where I'm putting this window. Here, you can live on top of my view count and advertisement information. I have 4 screens, and it's not enough screens, and it's a problem. Alright, so let me start recording, and we'll get into this. Okay, so today we're going to be checking out City Skylines 2. For those who have not heard of City Skylines, if you're into city builders, I am surprised. City Skylines has kind of been like the darling city builder. And hello, Kevin. Has been kind of like the darling of city builders that like SimCity used to hold the crown and then kind of just didn't do anything for a long time, and then came out with a multiplayer one which went like this straight into the ground. And in that gap, City Skyline showed up. So it's so far been like the most in-depth city builder. It's fun, it's great, it's wonderful. And this is the second one. Now when we look at this, it doesn't have as much depth as the original one does with the DLC. So it came out with, this has more than the initial game came out, but once you add the DLC in, it doesn't have quite as much as that. Now that said, it does include a lot of stuff that was previously DLC in the base game. So all that's going to help a whole lot. But that said, as far as just broad breadth of all the DLC that say Skyline ones, it doesn't have all that. There have been reported performance issues here. I have done a little bit of testing before I streamed. It seemed fine. That said, I am now streaming out to 3 different places, so we'll see how that hurts everything, because it will. But we're gonna figure it out. That's me testing this, so we're live on all the things. Hey, and thank you for everyone who's like liking and subbing and doing the things in all the different places. It's gonna take me a while to like kind of figure all that. You hate single player games that want a game account? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can still play this Bentley without a Paradox account, if I remember correctly. But like the Paradox account, you know, it lets you like bring your, not your save files, but like it lets you do stuff across platform. That's the way it works for a lot of their games, that you can just play the game. You don't have to have the account, but there is benefit with the online functionality for having it. Like I know, I'm blanking on the game. There's one of the games that you can have like people from like your friends or whatever visit your I can't remember, it's a tycoon. But they can have you visit their stuff, but you have to be logged in for it to happen. Which makes sense. You'd have to be online for that. You think they moved the modding from Steam Workshop to Paradox's own thing? Yeah. I don't have strong feelings on that. Well, Planet Zoo isn't Paradox, that's Frontier. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm 99% sure that this is optional. You don't have to do that. Yes, I am on Twitch. Right now we're live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Now we're open and allowed to do that. So now, getting in here, one of the first things I usually check out whenever we're going to a new game is check for accessibility settings. Now, as a reminder, not having accessibility settings is not necessarily problematic, but it can be a sign that they've taken consideration for those things. So I changed some of these settings for both performance that, like I said, turned on the autosave. You know, that's pretty self-explanatory. They do have a lot of stuff you can go in here, and you can go in your graphics and choose a lot of stuff. The things I was suggested I should do to improve performance was the big ones I were told about was that you should turn off VSync, which is usually counter to the way that works, but turn off VSync. I was told you should disable the dynamic scale quality for resolution, that apparently this setting, which is supposed to go and make it so that once your computer's starting to like struggle a little bit, you can go with that. It'll just disable that because apparently it just doesn't work well. I believe the active dynamic resolution scale was another one. They had a couple in here, and the volumetric quality settings. They said those are the big ones that are a problem. They also have motion blur. Gotcha. Yeah, usually, I found a lot of times, like, turning VSync on, like, some games turning it on helps, some games turning it off helps. But, they have motion blur, and it is on, like, its highest setting by default, so you can turn that off. You can also have the depth of field of view quality, which is, like, where the things get farther away, it changes them. That's another one that could be a thing for people with motion sickness, so they do have settings for that. You can have edge scrolling turned on and off. You can have all these kind of things going on. I'm going to turn the tutorials off. I did like a quick run through the tutorials. All they do is you zone, you build a road, you set up water, you set up power. We're going to do that anyways. I'll talk through it, but that's all there. It starts on Celsius as well as metric system. I did change those because I'm more personally comfortable with Fahrenheit and, you know, miles and whatnot. That said, I can do okay-ish with any of them. You've got all your audio settings. I believe the audio in this game right now is DMCA safe. You don't think we have video on TikTok? You don't have video on TikTok. And now you do. Thank you for letting me know. Because I set up to use a virtual camera now, so I don't have to do all the extra stuff I had to do over there. Thank you for letting me know, because I would have not had a clue. This does show WASD and all that. I use a Dvorak keyboard, so I don't have WASD in that configuration. Weirdly, even though it says that, when I get in the game, it works fine on my layout. So whatever. So with that said, we've gone through our settings. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pop in for new game, and we need to choose where we're going to build our place. So unlike City Skylines 1, this actually has weather that actually does impact stuff like cars can get into accidents. I don't know if there's like flooding or all that kind of stuff. Windy fjords. But yeah, so we can choose a whole bunch of these. They do have, that actually has all the connections. But like, to give you an example of the original versus now, the original, the natural resources, those, as far as how you work with them, didn't come in until the Industries DLC. And they're just part of there. Waterway Pass looks kind of cool. Yeah, there was one of these maps that does not have weather. And I don't remember which one. Oh, what I bet you it is? Yeah, I bet you it's always ones like San Francisco or whatever. Oh, the climate shows. So it's like sunny and rainy. That's sunny. Sunny and rainy, sunny and rainy, sunny and rainy, rainy, sunny. The windy fjords are kind of sounding interesting. I mean, Waterway Pass? I go either way with it. Both of them have full connections. I don't really care too much about the resources because I haven't played obviously this version. Yeah, we got a couple votes for Waterway Pass. We can go with Waterway Pass. So you have your themes of North American or European. Seems there's something wrong with the aspect ratio on Twitch. Looks fine to me. Let me double check real fast. If I unlock you and pull you out here. No. So for the record, the game right now, I do actually have black letterboxing right now. The game itself has letterboxing where I have black along the edges of the screen. If we go into it, it's still doing that. We'll adjust it a little bit. Yeah, so you see, like, the natural disasters, for example, that was a DLC that expanded that. So we do have a lot of these things that were part of the base game of City Skylines 1. Or, sorry, they were DLC added to City Skylines 1, are in the base game. So there's a lot of good stuff there. I'm going to leave natural disasters on. Now we get to the most difficult part of the entire thing is, what the heck are we naming our city? You know, we always have the classics of where we get recommendations for Ogosoburg or Ogoso Village, or, you know, whatever. We are in what is effectively looking like a valley pass with a river running through the middle of it. Bridgetown. It's not going to have Chad in it. I already did the thing where I said earlier that I'm not really into, like, the Chad, Alpha, whatever. You'll never see me name something Chad or Alpha, like, or any of those kind of things. Winchester done Fieldsvilleburg? Excellent. Riverside? I mean, it's apt. Riverside is an apt name. Beta Town? Yeah, Pseudosweet, I literally just said we're not gonna do anything along those lines. Just like it's the whole thing there, just not gonna do that. Scarfdale? Scarfdale. You know what? I can go Scarfdale. Scarfdale. To get this moving, because otherwise we'll sit there for half an hour trying to name it. I forgot how distracting the TikTok joining thing is, where it just rotates through. I haven't found a way to disable it. Okay, and let me know how that volume is. Because we do have the radio stations. Like I said, I believe in this game... Okay, let's just tweak that down a little bit. But yeah, so I believe in this one, the music here is all DMCA safe. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. Is all like DMCA safe. I could be wrong on that, so don't take me by that, but that's... But yeah, so you've got like the second moon, you've got the vibe, you've got smooth beat. Let's try the vibe and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so when you start City Skylines, it's always kind of the same way. 2, 1, and all that. That you start with one little road, you've got this little border area, you can build inside here. That's the same way it's always been. Now, some of the differences we have for what it used to be is now the roads just have your water, sewer, and power underneath it. You can still run pipelines and all that off to hit remote areas, but instead of where before, you know, you had to run all your pipes like around manually and you had to run all your power, it's just the road has thing. The other thing you can do now is if you don't want to generate your own power, you can hook up to like the state or county grid or whatever. My understanding is that is very cost prohibitive. What's also interesting was when I messed with the other map, it gave me a circle right to begin with, and this one doesn't. I'm being slightly distracted. Like, why? Oh, okay. Don't mind me. I'm doing a lot of like keeping an extra eye on things right now because this is the first time I've been doing the multi-stream the way I'm doing. Oh, let's see. This game is getting review bombed on Steam. Yep. I think it's performance primarily that a lot of people have computers that are not up to the necessary performance. And they're pretty upset about it. Especially since for a lot of people, they pre-ordered it, and it was only the last couple days that they actually did go back and said, hang on, we need to up the minimum specs. And I would also say, actually, one of their bigger problems also is that they have a bunch of settings that don't really make sense. So that's the thing. Eat My Frag is saying that some guy claims a 4090 can't run it. Yeah, so the problem is, very genuinely, if you are running this at like 4K resolution, like with all the settings turned up, it is one of those games that'll let you set it to way higher than you're gonna realistically be able to run it. Oh, nope, yeah, you're sitting there. Let me fix it. Yeah, because I'm noticing what you're seeing. I was trying to keep it. So I'm trying to think what my aspect ratio is on this thing. Because I turn to this, it turns up the stuff a lot, and that's really not necessary. Nope, that is the wrong direction. Alright. You're dual streaming, I'm dual watching. Thank you. You have a lot of settings that don't make sense? Yeah, but it's like, from what I've been seeing people talk about with the performance and all that when they started messing around with it, where they had, Pedestrian Street? Yeah. But when they were messing around with it, where like setting it to 4K graphics and all that kind of stuff, that it really did not perform particularly well. And like, I mean, it's a city builder. You don't need it to have, you know, ridiculous performance. Hey, thank you so much, Gold Carrot, for the raid. I really do appreciate that. Here comes the club, 24 Karat Gold Club. Hey, how's it going? What were we playing today? I'm gonna assume City Skylines 2, but I don't know that for sure because just kind of clicking through everything. I'm doing good. Just getting started, all that good stuff. Made ourselves some kind of like little weird subdivisions here. You're complaining about 60 performance. Actually, a really random stream? Gotcha. Random's going there. How many frames do you need for single player Civic? Well, that's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, if you're playing like a high intensity first person shooter, I get it. You really want that to, you really want that to probably have played Dead by Daylight tournament? Nice! I have not played that much Dead by Daylight. What I did play, I did enjoy, but, I just don't play much in the way of like the competitive kind of multiplayer games very much anymore. Not never, but not often. Okay, how are you finding the game so far? So we just literally started, so I haven't even zoned anything quite yet, but we'll get there. But yeah, nah, there's been people going, oh yeah, you know, you can't get like 60 and all that. There is this weird attachment I find where people feel the need, it's like, oh, I have to get 120 frames per second, otherwise how is this even playable? And you kind of scratch your head, and this is probably coming from me on like the simulation, tycoon, city builder, that kind of things. That you kind of go, what? So what I'm doing right now is I've been just kind of rushing through a bunch of things. So, I took the main road here, and I branched it off to have an intersection and all that kind of stuff. You're gonna make me play Tarkov? That's fine, I enjoy Tarkov. I haven't played in an age, but I used to play Tarkov. I'd probably want to play near a reset if you're gonna do that. Like, be kind, let me play near a reset so I'm not going against a bunch of juiced out people with all their kit. But, I enjoyed Tarkov. For the record, most of the time when I play Tarkov, I'm a very, you know, like, I lean a lot more towards the sneaky side of things than being an overly aggressive player. One second, I'm adjusting my AC, because no surprise, it is getting hot in here. And Twitch demands that we have on all our clothes. Let's see. The performance only gets worse as your city grows. When you get around 60, you'll get like 10 at 1 million. Yeah, we'll see. Imagine something like that happen. But yeah, so what I end up doing is we've got like the main road starts in here. I add a roundabout. Like that's another thing to give you an idea how easy it is. In City Skylines 1, to do a roundabout, you had like these really... There's not equivalent here. We had like these big intersections like this that they had like 3 or 4 like pre-made ones you could use. That's interesting. That there's a weird... Oh, that's how much we expand. I see. So you can choose between those pre-made ones, and they're kind of really weren't... Like, they're huge, and they're hard to make work, and they're a lot of times not ideal for what you're doing. Whereas this one, I could literally go to this intersection here and say, you know what, this intersection, it's a roundabout now. That intersection, boom, it's a roundabout now. So, like, it made that life so much easier. And then, like, some of the other road placement stuff, like, if I decide I want to build another road right along here. So, the issue you had before is they keep trying to snap over there. You actually even have a button now that you can put in parallel mode, and it will literally just be able to make these... You see how it's wiggling it a little bit as I'm, like, trying to do this? It'll make it so they can make roads perfectly parallel. I have 2 different roads here, so it's kind of fighting me a little bit. And those are things that used to have mods and all that just to manage that. Okay, so one of the things we're going to go ahead and do is I need to get my power going. I don't know how pollution is going to work with all... Alright. This is a bad idea, but I'm really curious about this one. Because as far as I can tell, in theory, this should run out of water. Like outside if there's enough rain or something. I have to. In real life, that's a terrible decision. But I need to know. Yeah, you see now I didn't have to run power or water to that building. It just has it, and that's because it's under the roads by default. Alright, so I also need power. So for the moment... I'm gonna put that power underground. Power line not connected. Oh, I think what's happening is the big heavy power line here, that I can't connect that directly to the road. That's fine. So in theory, what I could do is I could take this main power line up here and grab the smaller electrical cable, drop that down. I don't really understand what's happening right now. Because basically they have the infrastructure, you can build it out more than you used to. Oh, I bet you it's because I have no buildings on here, so it's not sure what to do about it. So let's... run that underground right there. So in theory, that should be hooked up. It doesn't... Probably terraform on the river. Probably terraform the river to it? Yeah, I mean, you could. But I just want to see what happens with it. That said, we don't want to depend on that. So that's got... So let's get ground pollution, all that. I'm going to try and use primarily renewable powers. Because in the old City Skylines, that's always a pain point, is you'd end up having all sorts of problems. None of this is actually really good for that. Never mind, I guess we won't. So we got underground water. That's interesting that we could just look and be like, that's where the water's at. That power plant is also so much bigger than they used to be. Okay. So let's actually detach this right now. Because that power plant should feed out to the power in the front here. Yeah, so it's got multiple connections to that. They do have the idea that now our power lines can only support so much power. So you have to put, like, better power lines on. Okay, so I think we're ready to, like, unpause. So all these houses are going to pop in. So normally where you'd have to do that weird thing where you, like, run the cable over here to the edge. And then, oh, I don't have sewage set up. You have to, like, run your cable over to the edge kind of thing. Like, you no longer have to do that whole, like, funky dance and all that. You appear to be connected. Oh, there it goes. Got my meeting tonight? Alright, Cindy Cook, thank you so much for lurking and all that. Yeah, so we'll start seeing the city all building up and all that good stuff. I'm going to need to take the adorable little bear I got at TwitchCon. Oh, so that's the overall happiness of people and all that. So we're going to bump it up to a little bit faster. Yeah, so unlike the original game, all your unlocks are based on population. We click on founding here, though. It'll say I need 750 experience points. And we also have development points. So you have a little bit more of, like, a research side to this. But, like, the milestones, as you can see, it's based on experience, not in that. So you could actually have a much smaller city. Oh, show us the bear? Yeah, that's the, I got that TwitchCon. It's actually very, very purple, but just because of the green screen stuff, it's looking very, very blue. But it's the same purple you see themed around Twitch. So we got that in there. We have to figure out what to do with him. He's a little too tall and he's covering up the bottom of the screen. Yeah, so it's that purple. It's actually a little bit darker than that purple, but it's roughly that purple. So that's just green screen, because like this is also a purple shirt. But yeah, so you'll notice we have this XP here, and you're going, all right, well, how do you get XP? You've probably noticed each time I connect like a new power plant or build more roads or do anything like that. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that's a thing. So wait till we get some citizens in town, because in this game, you go back to like the old Sim Town kind of thing from way back in the day, where with the old Sim Town thing, they have it where you can, you know, name a citizen, they walk around, you can see how their lives go through and all that. It's also interesting because it's taking them a lot longer to build these houses and all that versus the other games. You can actually pin people to follow them? Yep, I saw that. I don't know how to click on you, lady. Draw for named citizens? Yeah, what? Like, I'm trying to get to the point where I can figure out how to do it. And then once we do that... Okay. Yeah, so I believe... Okay, cool. So yeah, if we want to put up the queue, I'm down to name some heckin' citizens. Pretty much, for the record, with as many citizens we're going to have, pretty much anyone who wants to be in the town is going to be able to be there. It's going to be a lot of noise when we first start doing it. that mostly will only be experienced by the people who are on Twitch side. Sorry for all those on the other platforms. I don't have bots figured out and set up for all the other platforms and all that yet. So you said you can only do it by the left panel. So we gotta figure out how we could do that easily. Alright. I should probably get a button here on my stream deck that I could like start this, draw someone, do all that stuff. Yeah, so you see I got some XP for because my citizens were happy enough, and I got some XP because we got more people. So like I'm always going to keep in there. We have an overabundance of electricity power, so we're selling exit to the outside world. Nice. Okay, so we got our first person here. Oh, there's those games that my mouse can't get out of the screen real easy. So yeah, we're gonna have to just keep going. Like, I need to set up a button for this. Basically, I want to set up a button that'll be able to just like do the command in chat real fast and like just draw people whenever I need to do that. Because some games, excellent. The first drawing by Eonek is Eonek. All right. So congratulations, Eonek. You're an adult who is educated. Your household wealth is wealthy. Your job level is senior. Your employer is Matteo. Your occupation is employee. Just employee. And you are loving all of the sunlight and the free time. These are businesses. Neckbeard Mike's Comic Store. Living the dream on 69th Street. Was it 69th Street? It is. 69 Linden Street. Do you have to join each time? No. That was one of the changes we made, is that we don't have to do it. Alright, so I need another citizen to say something. There we go. Here we are. And this will be Bentley. Congratulations, Bentley. You are an uneducated adult living on 95 Linden Street. You work at the coal power plant. Your job level is simple, and your occupation is employee. Congratulations. And we have moved up to a tiny village, which has given us $600,000, one of these development points, and I guess 3 tiles of land is I think what that symbol means. So we got a railway systems. Have a good day. I'm going to sleep. Alright. So we can buy all the land in these boxes. So I feel like we should expand to get this railway in here right away. So that way we have the roadway, the waterway, and the railway to take advantage of. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Poity, how's it going? Alright. So, we got another candidate here for being named. So now we got Sentient Cookie, who is an adult who is poorly educated, but is wealthy on 87 Linden Street. You are a basic employee at Matteo, so you work with Eonek. Oh, I see something I need to do. All right, let's not get too far. Let's make sure I tick the things so that we actually follow them. That way we can check in on people from time to time. I'll probably have to make this in the long term, most likely a point redeem. So we got Edward Miller. So follow me on Chirper or something. We got Burning Sun. So Burning Sun is a poorly educated adult, has a modest wealth, on 19 Crescent Street, which is very aptly named. You work for Cryersters. I have to see what Cryersters is, by the way. Cryersters, which you sell cars. That's what you do. You sell cars. Hey, Iggy Maid! Thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. Used car sales. So we got one person who's working in the coal power plant. I was just in your channel. What were you playing? Ah. I was literally just there. I know it's something you've been playing for a while. What was it? It wasn't No Man's Sky. Regardless, Iggy Made's an absolutely fantastic content creator. Tell me about your stream and Iggy chat. Did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time? Yeah, so tell me about your stream, how it was going, all that good stuff, Iggy. It's always good to have you dropping in all that good stuff. Baldur's Gate 3, that's right. Because I didn't stick around because I didn't want it to be spoiled too much. But yeah, so absolutely, Baldur's Gate 3 is fantastic. Iggy Made's fantastic. You should absolutely check them out. 100% fantastic times over there. Drop your files, all that good stuff. I see people teasing in the other chats going !join. Yeah, sorry, that is only on the Twitch end. That's not because it's deliberately trying to not do that. Because for those who don't know, we are currently streaming onto many platforms right now because we're allowed to do that now. Won't give details, of course, but you're a barbarian specialist who specializes throwing everything in my pockets. Anyways, how does this compare to the original game? So if you look at the original game when it first dropped, this has way more content. If you look at the original game with all the DLC, it doesn't have quite as much content. Like, disasters are in already, the industry is in already, but there's a lot of stuff missing. That said, it has a completely different progression system. There's a lot of other stuff going on with it. So we're getting all that kind of figured out. One of the things we can do is we're actually naming our citizens after people, because we can go and just check in and say, what is Cookie doing? Cookie is happy. They're going home. They're poorly educated. They are an employee at Mateo. So Cookie sells beverages. How do you like it? I'm liking it so far. As you can see, we're very, very early on. Yeah. I have heard things. Yeah, they integrate a lot of stuff that was mods. Like, if I want to make this intersection... So if anyone remembers how much of a pain it is to try and make a roundabout, you used to have to do this thing where you'd have, like... I'd make the road, grid it over, make the road, grid it over, make the road, grid over, make the road, grid over, make the road, grid it over. It would end up uneven, and you do all that. And this one, I go, bam, it's a roundabout. Done. Moving on. So you can also make roads parallel to each other really easy. By default, you have all the power, water, and sewer hookups underneath the road like people do in real life. By default. You still have to run power cables and that around, but it's not like where you have to run the towers in a whole bunch of places. We are naming citizens after people, so if you want a citizen named after you, you just do need to do the !join. All right, we got another one. So let's see. Congratulations. Pseudo Swede. You are an educated adult who is wealthy, living on 35 Crescent Street. You are a job level of senior, and you work for Matlock and Winch. So you turn rocks into minerals. I don't actually know what that company does, but they make rocks into minerals, so cool. And this is complaining about lack of employees, I assume? Lack of labor. So we don't have enough citizens to work all our jobs. So let's go ahead and start dealing with that. They produce bluish rocks. Ah, yes. Bluish rocks. My favorite. Yeah, so... Oh, Oh, that's... I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, what command is it? It's !join to join. Yeah, no, it used to be a whole bunch of things, and we've been trying to improve it. Oh, we could do medium density North American style housing. Oh, wait. I don't want them out here. Well, medium density. How's TwitchCon? Glad to see you back. Oh, I had a really good time. I would say Vegas is definitely not my favorite city. TwitchCon itself was excellent. All right, so we got a new person. So welcome to the colony. Well, not colony. Yes. Welcome to the city, Hoity. You are on your way to work. You are an uneducated adult. You have a comfortable amount of wealth. You live on 50 Linden Street, and you work for LF Clothing, which is a textiles company. Congratulations! It's commercial, so you sell clothes. So you're not working the textile factory. You're selling clothing. They were complaining that the healthcare is atrocious. Fair enough. I literally have no healthcare providing at all in the entire city, so you know. I imagine it's not great. Overlapping items. So they still have the weird thing where it's really hard to put stuff on the inside of a curve. Okay, so I've got some healthcare figured out. We have a landfill and a landfill lot. Sends out guards trucks to collect waste, and stores in designated area can be upgraded. Hi.
Hi, husband.
Hi, wifey.
Did you show them your cool keyboard keys you got?
I have not. That's not the way I expected that to move. I have not shown them yet.
Hi, Eonic. Hi, Pointy. Hi, Burning Sun. I became famous at TwitchCon. Hello, Allison Adventure. Did you tell them how I became famous?
That you won the prompter?
Yeah.
I don't know if that finished or not. I'm still trying to figure this out.
I'm famous. I stood in line, and then I won a prompter, and then I went, woo! And then they posted it on X about me. And other stuff. It wasn't just about me. But they were promoting their product, but I was too.
There, so I put a big landfill back there.
I did win TwitchCon.
And we won against the house too. We walked away with 40 cents more than we went in with. Hey, look, the camera's frozen. Excellent.
Yeah, we won 40 cents. We took the house for all it had.
The house will not soon recover from the 40 cents we took from them.
Yeah, ha ha ha, take that house.
All right. Oh, I forgot to follow Poity's character. Actually, I forgot to follow the last few. There's Poity. So just want to follow you. That way later, if we want to check in on you, we can do so without too much editing. Oh, where'd Pseudo Sweet go? Ah, it skipped up.
And I learned so much about Twitch. My sister once won 12 cents on a slot machine and required a hand pay. Yeah, we had to, so we won like $1.20 or something like that. And we took it up to the cashier and cashed it out. And then we were like, okay, let's play again. And then we lost whatever. So it ended up like, because we put $1 back in the machine. And we lost, I think, 80 cents of that. So we still had the 20 from the original 11.20 that we had. And then we had 20 cents on this cash out thing. So we were up 40 cents total. And I took the 20 cents up to the cashier and I was like, oh yeah, 20 cents. Payout.
All right, congratulations, Stampy.
So we started at $10 and we left with $10.40.
Welcome to the city. You are a poorly educated adult. You work for Benzel, and you live on 23 Florence Street. You work in a machine shop that turns metals and sheets into machinery. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, no, we had a good time. Vegas is definitely not my kind of city. It is loud, it is expensive, everything smells of cigarettes. Everything smells of cigarettes. And it is loud by someone who lives. Aw, Poity, you met someone special! Hashtag happy. Congratulations! It doesn't tell me who you met though, so that'll just remain a mystery. But you met someone special. Alright, let's get some more names in here. Alright. Sniper Spice. Alright, you are a poorly educated adult living, you have a comfortable amount of wealth, you're living at 26 Crescent Street, and you work for Stefan's Stump. And Stefan's Stump is a timber company. So you go after the enemies of the people that are trees. Channel names, just, you know, take it for what it's worth. We'll go ahead and build another road out this way. Alright, and we can go over here. This will be another neighborhood. And they do have, like, the paint tool and all that like they used to as well, so we don't want to do it that way. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and expand the commercial out here. And the industry. Okay.
Thank you Darth Strider 1998 for gifting a sub to Chonk and Funky.
Thank you, Darth Strider, for gifting a tier 1 sub to Chunky and Funky. Chunky and Funky now have yourself some nice advertisement previewing as well as access to the emotes whether you wanted them or not. So thank you again, Darth Strider, for the continued support. Okay, let's draw another one from the hat. If this does become too much of a chore, you know, Nick, let me know. The queue is empty? The queue is empty? What? That can't be right. Why does no one want to join our city? Alright, Darth Strider. You are going home. You are an uneducated adult who is wealthy. You live on 35 Umber Street. And you also work for Mateo, the beverage company. You're scared of all the natural disasters. Has your name been drawn? Yeah. Did I mark Darth Strider? 1 second before we go too far away that I actually have you set to follow. There you go. Yeah, so you are, so to speak, you work converting machinery into minerals. And actually, we just got a notification that you moved. You moved into a... It's not built yet, but apparently you live over there now. What do you mean you're appalled by how the healthcare is run here? Man, these buildings are so much bigger than... I mean, maybe my just frame of reference is totally different this one. But, like, these like, seem so much bigger than they used to. Hey, Tweak Music Tips, how's it going? Those are parked, right? Yeah, okay. Those are parked cars. About to say is like, oh my god, please don't tell me we have traffic already. Yay! And we're now a small village. Heck yeah. Oh, alright, so I missed that one. Great to see you have variety streams. Yeah. All right, so cool, we got that one. Let's get our next person in. So congratulations. That was Kalaria Star got drawn. Kalaria, did I spell that right? Yes, I did. Star is now in our city. So congratulations, Kalaria Star. You are a poorly educated adult employee who works at Go Nut Donuts. You are wealthy. And you make donuts.
That's some fine stitching. Take them off, let me see.
Well, all right.
Beautiful
Yeah.
leather.
Soft
Did you,
They fit like a glove.
for those who
and
didn't,
they look great on you.
alders are
Hey, buddy.
delicious trees commonly used for
Where are
woodworking.
you
They're
going with
found
my
mostly in the
shoes?
Northern Hemisphere.
Wofford. They sure are.
Whoa.
Nice shoes.
Sounds plausible. Yeah. Yeah, so if anyone wants to be named have a citizen named after them, we'll add as many as we can. You cleared a tree? Oh, yeah. Night is a little dark. But yeah, so I like how you still get progression, like, even if you make just a stable town, that you can continue, like, progress your game, but it's, like, much, much, much slower than if you were to actually go out of your way to set everything up better. So it's looking like we're gonna need more industrial and more industrial and commercial. We already have a bunch of commercials zoned. I'm actually surprised we need more. Industrial. Yeah, I think we got the river going through here. What do you mean you're appalled? They're all like, we're appalled by the medical care we get into the city, and it's like, I have my clinic. It currently has a singular patient in the entire thing. What are people complaining about? The night understands, and the shadow is all you have left. So we unlocked more roads. So we got a 2-lane wooden covered bridge. We've got medium roads. Oh right, we have our research point things. So we've got 3 research points. So we can do roundabouts, advanced road surfaces, parking areas. We can go to gas power or emergency battery power. A water treatment plant, a crematory, or a hospital. Thank goodness the crematory is early in this game, versus the other one is like way later tech and could really get you in trouble. We have a recycling center, and we have a college. Like we don't. Okay, so we don't have to go through like elementary, middle school, and high school. They're probably still in the game. Yeah, here they are. They're still in the game, but instead of where before we had to like unlock each and every one of them, now they're just right there from the start, which I appreciate. Yeah, that's the only downside. They still have, like, some of the mods in the old one would fix where they'd just shuffle the building back slightly. Well, of course. Why wouldn't they be able to build a large Hadron Collider? I see nothing wrong with a tiny city with a large Hadron Collider. Alright, so what we're gonna do... Then go here. We can make you a roundabout. We will put a little over a block out. We'll have that. And the reason I'm building it like that is we're going to put our elementary school... Oh man. I'm underestimating the size of how big some of these buildings... Like what kind of high school is this? This is like the fanciest high school I've seen. Like that's supposed to be like a high school, and it's got like its own dedicated like park that takes up more than 3 times it. It's got, you know, multiple parking lots. It's got this fancy fountain out here with this big like, what kind of high school is this? I was gonna say, that is a really nice high school. Look, man, we don't have this in our budget. And even the elementary school, like, again, it has this big walkable park area with benches and everything. No playground, mind you. No playground here. Like, this looks like some company headquarters more than a school. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. So there's multiple parking lots. And because the cars couldn't reach the parking lot, obviously they couldn't use it. But actually smart enough to realize that. Versus the old one is just like, nope, it's attached to the building, it's fine. You want to see the city that builds nothing but power plants to generate money? Fast forward a couple of decades to get the XP and build a large hydro, and that's no population. Oh, you know people like Spiff and Brit and that are going to do that. Alright, so we unlocked... medium density row housing versus medium density housing in general. And one nice thing is they don't have to unzone and rezone buildings. Congratulations, this neighborhood right here. You just became higher density. There we go. Did you know the kids are company heads? What? Why? I don't get why they're upset about the healthcare. Literally, this is all I have the choices for. So that's interesting that we can, like, just expand. Like, the buildings just have upgrades. So that increases the attractiveness of it. Well-being within 328 yards of the building. Okay. Your hospital has no supplies. I mean, 0.1 tons is a lot of supplies. Like, you think it's time to tax them to the max? Taxopolis. So the interesting thing also about this game is, unlike the first game where like the houses upgrading in that were based on like how many different like benefits they have going around them to like build up. You know, do they have fire and water and power and police and education, all that? This one, it's wealth is what determines it. So, like, you could, in theory, you could make a town that has, like, no money to speak of. Or, sorry, like, no education to speak of. You can manage to make them very lucrative. Oh, you can mix. That's cool. Okay. We can give them low and high interest rates. Yep. Alright, so let's go back to our development points. So we can get a college. That would be one option. So the recycling center is probably a good one to get ourselves right away, to try and get ourselves from not, like, either one of these, just to try and get it so we're not up to our eyeballs in trash. We can get the crematorium, we can get the hospital. The water treatment in that I'm not too worried about yet. Eventually I want to do that. I'm curious about the specialized parking, like how much we'll need that. I assume them having it, that'll end up being a big thing. But I've only got 3 points. So I think for right now, my 3 points, I think we'll get the crematorium and the recycling center. We also unlocked more space, 4 tiles. I'm thinking expand there. Don't educate them too much, they'll vote you out. Nah, it's fine. Yeah, like in the art game, the crematorium was a tiny little building. Hey, we're a large village now. Yay. Oh, jeez. These buildings are all so much bigger than I'm used to. I mean, it's honestly fair that they're so much bigger, but they're so much bigger than I'm used to. Oh, we have areas. Specialized industry area. Okay, so we can do the thing where we can say, okay, you're going to be forestry, you're going to be whatever. Specialized industry. So we have livestock farming. We have vegetable. We have grain. Textile. So farming now is broken up into 4 separate categories. We've got forestry, stone mining, coal mining, ore mining, and all that. Okay. Interesting. Well, I won't worry about that quite yet. We don't really have anything too close to us that's particularly usable. So we've got ourselves a recycling center now. Got a fire department. Got police department. Oh, I need to move that. New signature building event, Polaris Suites. Residents will enjoy the atmosphere of with a smooth, luxurious building. Cool. Kinda busy at the moment. So a children's clinic, more space for pupils. The activities provided at the playground increase the well-being of citizens. Okay.
Hey, buddy, those sure are nice shoes.
Thanks, they're Wofford's.
Oh, that's some fine stitching. Take them off, let me see.
Well, all right.
Beautiful leather.
Soft and strong.
They fit like a glove.
And they look great on you.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, wait, where are you going with my shoes?
Huh, Wofford's. They sure are nice shoes.
Well, that was an interesting commercial. Alright, so far things are going fine. Yeah, so we have demand for almost everything. We've got 3 more points that we can go with a lot of this. We have oh, actually, so like here's another one. This is a DLC thing in the other one. Now it's just built in. So that's what I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff that is just part of this that used to be its own thing. And we have emergency shelters. Okay. Welfare office provides support for low-income citizens, which increases their well-being and lowers the likelihood of reoccurring crime. Gotcha. Central Intelligence Bureau. Oh, excellent. Great. Okay, so we have highways, intersections, large roads, underground parking building, automated parking buildings, How's the performance in CS2? You saw that the tile screen was getting low FPS. So for me personally, keeping in mind that I have pretty high-end hardware and all that kind of good stuff, I'm only having the occasional stutters when I zoom in and out, for the most part. Sure, I can check here in just a second, because I'm debating what I want, because we don't really know what we need right now. So, like, I'm leaning towards the college. Yeah, I'll go for education first. Alright, so Sniper Spice. You work at Stefan's Stump, which is a lumber company. It takes logs and turns it into timber. We have an unemployment rate currently of 3.2%. Generally speaking, our citizens' age is a bit more on the older side than the younger. Where 75-ish% of our people are adults, about 10% are seniors, and not a whole lot of those. Have had a lot of ads. What do you do? So you should only be getting about 3 minutes of ads per hour on this channel. Like, that's very specifically 3 minutes per ads, because that's what this costs to disable pre-rolls. Okay, so we're getting warnings that we're starting to get traffic here. But your choices are to get around that is you can get Twitch Turbo, you can sub to the channel, are your two main options. If you can figure out technical solutions that work, great. But a lot of the platforms these days will do stuff to kind of create like a like they'll do stuff to combat ad blockers and all those kind of stuff. Not that you can't make them work, but there's stuff going on with that. Alright, so we're starting to get traffic built up here, and it's mostly people trying to turn left at this point, because I did make this a pedestrian road, which is not working out great for what we've got going through there now. Oh yes, oh geez, signature building. Hi, you're bigger than I expected you to be. Oh, you just don't know what your dude does in the game? Ah, here we go. You work for Benzel, which takes metals and steels and produces machinery. So you make machinery. Alright, I got bus depot is now available. We can start building parks. We can do low rent apartment housing. We can do low density offices as well. Put some offices over there. Waiting for a hearse, waiting for an ambulance. And that's because we have the traffic problem here. So let's fix these roads. So right now the problem is these are pedestrian roads, and they're just not cutting it for what we need. I'm trying to remember where's the button. There's a button here for, yeah, here it is. Just straight up replace the building, the roads. Wonder how easy it would be. What are your separate zones? District creation tool creates district defined areas of the city that have specialized policies. Okay. So we can do energy consumption awareness, recycling awareness, roadside parking fee. speed bumps, heavy traffic ban, gated community, combustion engine ban. Like, those are policies we see we can potentially unlock. Alright. So, this is speeding up now. That's getting better. Yeah, so that'll delete stuff and all that. We'll have to figure out how to reroute these roads and all that. Because we are getting a lot of pain points, because I'm going to need to... You know what we can do here? Is we unlocked the better roundabouts. Let's get that now. Where else do we want to take this? We have the university. We do trains and water and all that. Park maintenance. Let's bring in the welfare place. We'll save up points for like City Hall and all that. We do have a bunch more land we're unlocking. Stop the intersection for a stoplight. My hope is that makes it a 2-lane roundabout, that'll be better. And that's like a highway one. Okay. So that way the ones who want to go this way can just scoot around. And then we'll do the same over here. Why are you just walking in the middle of the road, man? Okay, so part of the issue is the pedestrians taking the crosswalks are blocking traffic as well, so they're contributing to the problem. What are you doing? Yeah, people are primarily turning right here, and then turning right here. I wonder why when I upgrade this one I didn't get 2 extra lanes. We didn't get the inside lane for them to go around. Is this one we get an inside lane that goes... Oh, you know what? I bet you it's because this big highway here probably gives it the 2 lanes. Right. So let's try upgrading this road here. And see how that goes. Yeah, because that's putting inside and outside lane now. So it should help make it so different cars take different paths depending on where they're going. Oh, figure it out. You're in the middle of clearing yourself out. It's fine. Okay. High rent. Having problems paying rent, the higher zone density or different zoning might be needed. Wait, they want me to rezone it for an individual there? Why is Twitch hiding your Prime sub from you? Can you not use it if it's already subbed? You don't get it? You probably have to wait for your sub to expire to Prime sub. Like, I know you can only sub to 1 channel at a time with Prime sub. Like, so far as with the Prime sub itself, your other subs that you pay for, you can use as many as you want. But, it won't let you re-up your sub until the current one is expired with Prime. Which is the annoying thing, is like, that's the reason I have the reminding message that says, don't forget to do your Prime, is very genuinely just because otherwise you just sit there and don't get to take advantage. Oh, they actually have pets. so your rent is high. The household wealth is wretched. I see. That's, that doesn't sound good. I don't know about the rest of you, but wretched being the descriptor for house wealth is, not particularly inspiring. Okay, so the intersection is cleared up.
Hey, buddy, those sure are
We did
nice
fix that.
shoes.
Thanks, they're Wofford's.
Oh, that's some fine stitching. Take them off, let me see.
Well, all right.
Beautiful leather.
Soft and strong.
They fit like a glove.
And they
Not
look
enough
great
customers.
on you.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
So definitely feeling that the way you design your roads in this is a little bit different than I'm used to.
They sure
Which it's
are
not a
nice
bad different.
shoes.
It's just because I went immediately to the roundabout, I've made mistakes, but that's okay. We'll work around it. So I still have 2 points here. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to work on the expanding here. So we need basically all types of zoning. Yeah, because I don't have a distinct like main road to the town or anything right now, which is a mistake. Yeah, no, Automod jumped on it. Yeah, definitely not having a distinct main road here has been not the move. What are you supposed to be out here? There's a ruined old cemetery and an old mill room and just no other road or anything. We got the train up here. Yeah, because I made it so I can't really move this road through here easy. Alright, that's fine. We'll just figure it out. So the question is, let's go here, because we have a highway as well as things we can get. Unlock you. And then when you hit 2 points, we'll go there. So what is under advanced road service? Road maintenance, helps with traffic accidents and all that. We've unlocked a bunch of stuff like no left or right hand turn or through or whatever. Traffic lights we may not have started with to get. That's interesting. Let's see. Roads are not. Don't already have them. As low voltage electricity capacity road. Sets trees on the side of the road. Cool. I mean, that did as advertised, so I mean, alright. It could sound. But so you know you had your Prime sub sit for 2 weeks and lost your sub streak because no notification? Yep. Yep. So that just gets rid of parking entirely, which I'm curious, this game they do imply that parking is the thing you gotta worry about, but we don't know how much or how little. How is a bunch of our stuff going, by the way? Like, money, we are losing money. Why are we losing money? So our service upkeeps are getting pretty high. We're making pretty good money on our taxes and service fees and all that. Right now for services, our garbage management and our healthcare are the things that are really hurting us financially. Most of the rest stuff isn't too bad. Education's not bad. So we need to make more money. Industrial. That's fine, it won't go away. So expand our industrial offering. I see some delicious trees down there. Yeah. We'll definitely go. Like, the issue is I'm gonna have to destroy something because I boxed my main roadway in. Or I'm gonna have to make like an alternative route, which maybe what we do is put a thing or there. That's the reason I'm trying to invest in being able to get the better intersections. Because then I can put a big intersection here and just branch off in our part of the city, attach it to the railway up here. Okay, it shows the screen of like how much stuff you import export. I believe so. If we go back down to here, production. So we're importing the stuff we have a deficit, and we're exporting the stuff we have a surplus. I'm not manufacturing anything, so we don't really have a surplus of literally anything. But yeah, so we are importing a lot of grain. We're importing like 90 tons of grain a month. So it seems like that's probably going to be the big one for us. So let's see if we can't fix that. Let's look at our stuff. So grain farming, I actually have a place down here we can do that. It's all the donuts. Hey man, we're not giving up the donuts. We can have a discussion about anything else, but let's be real, the donuts stay. I see, so it has to stay in the circle. It can't be like bisected by a road or anything. Okay, so it's just a giant thing. It's called Nuts Donuts after all. Are we playing Farming Simulator 22 again now? No, this has chickens. I'm assuming that'll just... Oh, never mind, that's not chicken, that's grain. What am I talking about? Yeah, no, we're making farms. So we got a bunch of condemned buildings that haven't even finished building yet. Interesting. So that should produce our grain. Alright, so I have to really rethink the way I'm building my city with this. Because this is implying I'm going to have to actually make areas to supply my own imports and all that, which is really cool, actually. But, it does mean I'm going to have to, like... Whereas before you could supply your own stuff to your own city, it's kind of just, not really that big a deal to worry about. Okay, so we're producing 26-ish tons of grain. That's still the thing we're the shortest on. What are the gear icons trying to tell me here? Don't really know. It's not communicating it particularly well. See what other industries we can potentially take care of. We've got lumber and we've got stone. Yeah, it's got a bunch of land that's highly fertile and all that. So we can make a chicken farm here as well. Oh, it actually tells me how much we're at shortage as is. So like literally I just choose the industry and it'll be like, boom, you're at 9 tons deficiency, 23, 43, 16. So what I don't know is this is, I think, going to level up and get better. So I think we're gonna go ahead and make the chicken farm as well. No car access, no pedestrian access? Well, I didn't realize they need to be able to just... Oh. Then why is that one not complaining? Okay. That's interesting. Alright, how do I want to get around this problem? So first of all... Just bulldozer will do again. Okay. So let's try this again. So what I'm gonna do... Yeah, so it only needs to be 1 tile wide. So put that there. We can go back down to our industry, chickens, put this thing down. Why do you say... Oh, those aren't attached. I was like, what do you mean you don't have access?
And start filling up her drink, and she all looking at me like it's on. So I do a full body gurk like, and she's like, what? And I say, y'all, it's Spaz Electronics. So I'm waiting
What?
for my sister, and I got this polo shirt.
Radio.
And I go like, and he's like,
Okay, I was like,
Hey, buddy, those sure are nice shoes.
I don't
thanks, Mr.
understand.
Oh, that's some fine stitching. Take
pretty
'em off,
full-
let me see.
Pretty hopeful about this farming situation.
All right.
Beautiful leather.
Soft and strong.
They fit like a glove.
And they look great on you.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey,
Is this
wait,
not
where
attached?
are you going
That's
with my
attached.
shoes?
Huh, Wofford's. They sure are nice shoes.
Yeah, so I'm not really understanding what's happening right now. It's saying I don't have pedestrian access to a bunch of this. I believe if I run this gravel road through the middle, it conflicts. So I'm not really sure how you're supposed to do this kind of thing. Because the other one's not complaining. But part of me just kind of wants to wait and see what happens. And see if it figures itself out or what. Okay. You don't really need that, but being weird. Like, they keep complaining about medical care, despite me having an area in the middle, like, there's no real traffic. And there's no, like, overuse. I don't need that wing. Can I un-upgrade it? Let's see what happens if I bulldoze it. What I figure is gonna happen, but that's fine. It's gonna be an ongoing expense I can't really afford. Alright, so let's see where we're at right now. So we're still needing more grain and chicken and vegetables and all those kind of things. How are we doing on employment stuff? Our unemployment is at 10.5%, so we actually have a decent amount of unemployment going on. You think it's the edge? Like, there's need to the road all the way around certain depth? No, that's the thing that's weird, is because, like, the farm is perfectly happy. Just like the regular farm here. It's perfectly content with what I got going on. Whereas this one, like, weirdly, I can't select the main building. Like, I wonder if it needs to wait to be built or something. One thing I'm noticing, which is, while the night is really nice in this game, you can't see anything. I'm wondering if we can do something to adjust how dark night is. Because that would be... It sucks, because the night looks great. Yeah, so I don't have the building here. That's what I'm not understanding. It's not putting down the building. Oh. I can move it to the left side. Actually, let's move it right up here. Yeah, that puts it slightly above the XP. I think that's out of the way. Yeah, so I think what's happening is, like, weirdly the main building isn't getting set up. I don't really understand. Is there seasonal changes? I believe so. Okay, so now we have a building there, and now it's not complaining. So that was just it being strange. Alright. So let's see here what else we have deficits of. So we still have a pretty strong deficit on grain. We do have a deficit on chicken, but it just started kicking in. I can't make those yet. We are doing stuff that's pulling all those minerals, but we don't have that set up. So yeah, so I need to actually change the way I'm building out the city entirely, to be more considerate of the resource we have available. Just so I can figure out where those are here. Yeah, so I've got farmlands there, and there. I've got ore down here. I think that's oil. And we got a little bit of wood. They're all waiting for hearses. Here we got our small coal plant. People are happy about our education system, which we will add at university as well. Right now I'm trying to fix our finances. And a big part of that is if we can start getting more industry and all that in here. We can also mess with the taxes. We could take a loan, but I don't think we need that right now. Like, we're not out of money, it's just we're on a deficit trend that is going to come up to catch us eventually. Okay, and you're continuing to build up and grow. But yeah, no, they actually have the idea of temperature. Like right now we're in the summer, and this has a fairly mild summer at 66 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit below room temperature. But eventually we will get to actual colder weather. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get rid of it. I keep waffling on it. We're gonna have to get rid of some of this area and move it around. I just keep hoping we can manage to get to the next tier XP-wise, because once I get to the next tier XP-wise, then I'll be able to maybe get the highway intersections and just build a main road through here and start building out around it so I don't have to completely tear apart half my city just to fix it. Let's get more industry built over there. So we have high density commercial, which requires a great town. Really like the addition of car collisions. Yeah. Like all those things are just nice little additions. So I've been messing around with this radio station for a while. Let's check out one of the other ones. Yeah, it's this right here. I've got to reroute in some way. Which means either hitting our high density housing, which probably what needs to happen. Day road required. Anytime putting along a road, you get mad about the road. There, I put a fancy building. Yeah, and these all have it where you have to have certain things you need to do to unlock them. Build a huge mountain for the special building. Yeah, just put like right on the peak. All right. Like traffic's doing perfectly fine now since we fixed this intersection. Or even better to the city hall. Yeah, you wanna argue your case at the city hall, you gotta climb up the mountain. Yeah, so we're still at a negative monthly balance. It is improving. Yeah, so like this is also starting to improve a little bit as well. So I still can't make vegetables. So you have rock and coal. I don't think I have either of those nearby at all. Yeah, right there, and then like literally I have none of them that are usable in my terrain. What fixed the intersection? So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking this road going in here, and I took it from a 2 to a 4-lane road. But ultimately what it was instead of this being a 1-lane roundabout, it turned into a 2-lane roundabout. So that way the cars trying to get over this way would cut through the middle, and the cars going out this way and that way would take the outer path. So it split the traffic. And that's all I needed to do to fix it. Yeah, like that all seems to be doing fine. Yep, we just gotta work in the landfill. So it's interesting that the chicken one, we're getting all these little buildings in here, but the grain we get literally nothing. It's just field, which is fine. It makes sense. It's just interesting that we're seeing all this pop up here, not the other way, like not the other one either. Yeah. I can't speak because we're not in the late game yet. We're still pretty early game. We're only at 2,400. The only one I've noticed is sometimes when I like So if I like grab a thing like this and I teleport to people kind of thing. Like sometimes that is gone, so right now it's going fine. But I haven't had much of the way of performance. I have a fairly strong computer though. But I also found a lot of the default settings that they've set are not good. And I think that's biting them in the butt. That like the optimization may not actually be quite as bad as people are making it out to be. But because of bad default settings, it's making it look so much worse than it really is. To be fair, it's kind of one of those ones you got to go back and forth with. That one of the issues we have is that there's been a couple of reviews that came out that they were informed that the version they had was not the final one, and that it was going to have some performance stuff that's going to be worked on, that kind of stuff.
Thanks, they're Whoppers.
And then it got reviewed as if it was the final version. So that's been some of like the actual media people who did that. Like it's not even about saying names in that one.
And they look great.
But it is those things that kind of is unfortunate. They were even told us like, hey, this is gonna get optimized, and then they got like actually reviewed based on that, and not in a fair way where they're going, hey, you know, this is going to be, you know, improved on or whatever. They treat it just like it's the final product. So we're gonna add some low rent housing way out here. For some of our people are struggling with their finances, give them some options. What is?
And he's like, "Are you all right?"
There's one or two tracks that are just really weird. Now they are adding a bunch more radio stations as time goes on, just like the other one. Like they've already got 3 or 4 that they've said what they're going to be and all that, but they're not available yet. So right now we only have like the 3. I'm gonna switch to just their generic public citizen radio, which is just like the default music kind of thing. What I'm trying to do is put the welfare center that helps people who are in financial crisis. Trying to put it in the area that will be where people who are in financial crisis end up living. That is definitely going to cost us more money. But we'll see how that actually lands us. Where's the welfare center? I wanna gauge how costly that is for our budget. Okay, probably click on the building. So you cost us $45,000 a month. That's actually not that bad. Because in theory, what should happen is some of these ones that can't afford the more expensive housing they're in, like this one, more than likely they'll move into the more affordable housing. They'll also more than likely choke up these roads. Okay. I'm surprised this isn't getting choked up traffic-wise. With all this industry back here. So not enough customers. Getting so close to start pursuing a highway kind of thing so we can try and fix this disaster. You know, I zoned it already. Okay, so let's take a quick look here at our industry. I don't have much of a spot for lumber over here. There's no stone over here. The fertile soil doesn't go this far. We're talking like general, like just generic industry out this way. Let's put them right next to her. That's fine. How much can I make that offset? Okay. And can I do it easily with an existing road? It's fine. We can take the parallel mode off. And we'll start with that. Industry.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement. A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if
Are you
you
trying
must
to tell me
drive
something,
and try
game?
to stay off the streets until conditions
I
improve.
feel
This has been a
feel
local
like you're
public
trying to
service
tell me
announcement.
something, game.
Second Moon Radio with your host, J. Thomas Hornbuckle.
I
Tune
feel
in tomorrow for
like
a
the
second
game
chance to hear the
is
music
trying
of
to tell me
yesterday.
something.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boats.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Okay. So they have like talk radio that kind of like points out what's going on in the city. I was hoping to figure out where the accident was, but it didn't seem like it was super obvious. Because it's like, all right, if we just figure out where the accident is, like that'd be cool to check it out. My thought is it's gonna be around this area, but because this actually does have car accidents in the game where you have like a car get turned over, block a lane or whatever, and road services goes through and helps clean it up and all that kind of stuff. So you have set requires faster processing, and that does more. Yeah, so like all those things have expenses to them. Okay, so we actually have our need for grain is increasing. Of course, I don't really have more I can take over there. There's a place I can take advantage of up here. We can try and figure that out. I think it'll learn my lesson the last time. Let's just bulldoze that, and this time try and center it. Because I instinctively want to put it on the edge. Alright, so now we want to hook that up. We're just going to take a nice little dirt road, gravel road, whatever. It's like our little farm out of town. help deal with the inadequate amount of grain we've got going on here. Our population keeps increasing. We've got plazas and all that. Landmarks. None of which I can afford, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm assuming all the red here is saying there's no outdoor recreation available. Let's go ahead and tuck ourselves a little dog park over there. A small playground at the edge of this area. Cool. Okay, so I'm trying to get to where we can get to intersections. So we have highways and large roads. So I'm going to go for highways first. Oh, do I need both? I see. Well, that's a bummer. Don't worry about those ones yet. Alright. Hey, Pronger, how's it going? Just trying to decide where we're buying land next. Maybe I'll start expanding the other side of the road, too. Okay. We've got more expansion there. We have a need for more industry and all that kind of stuff. We did unlock highways with suspension bridges and all that kind of stuff. We did unlock large roads as well. Okay, so we can add sound barriers to a road for places that sound pollution gets bad. So we don't really... Your rent is too high on your affordable rent housing. That's unfortunate, is all I'm going to say. I should delete that zone. Okay. So we basically just need more jobs. I'm assuming we have high unemployment. Wait, what's this? What are you? Oh, mail. Okay, it's a radio antenna. Sure, it made everyone happy. Cool. Boxes used by citizens to send out their mail. Post office vehicle pick up mail periodically. And they're in the middle of the road? Okay. That's kind of weird to me that they're in the middle of the road. They do have like a really good range to them, more than I was expecting. So put one there. Yeah, that's seriously great range in those things. So he built a post office, so it'll go and deal with some of the mail around town. We have some outdoor recreation. There's another dog park. The landmarks we don't really have much going on with. So I noticed that gives us an increased attractiveness for the area. So the Wellsryan Cemetery. That increases the storage capacity. That increases the well-being of people around it. Gotcha, I can go ahead and grab... Like, at this point, we've got enough citizens. I don't think we need necessarily just a queue. Just people let me know when they want to join. We can have them join. So we got Proger joining the colony. Or colony, I keep saying that. So currently, you are a wealthy, educated person who's out shopping. You work at Tiny Toys, and you are a senior level individual. So Tiny Toys takes minerals and plastics and makes electronics. So little electronic toys. Neat. So if we check... So our income, I wonder what happened where we took such a hard dive on our income here. That's curious. And then our expenses, those have been building up. That's not super surprising. The wealth is kind of a bit a mixed bag. Population count has been up and up. Number of households is... Population change has been going... Oh, citizens. Okay, so the number of new citizens moving in versus the other, that makes sense. Happiness has been generally positive. Health and well-being are up. Our job breakdowns generally doing fine. Number of workers, it's fine. Unemployment has mostly been just plummeting. It's a little bit higher than it was, but our crime rate, I don't know what 2 is scaled by, but it's apparently a 2. Education-wise, we don't have any university stuff. We got everyone else. We just opened the post office. Public transportation, it's interesting that truck cargo counts as public transportation, but okay. The number of companies. The trade value on goods. We have no tourists. No income from tourists, and no hotel rooms. So our tourism, not the best. Our affordable housing has been abandoned. Yeah, this is the weird one. It's like people just walking into the intersection. It seems to be just... I think it's like a... Not a bug, but just a weird behavior when you have, when you have pedestrian roads close...
Program to bring you a special news bulletin. Increasing areas of forest are being engulfed by flames. The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe. Citizens are advised to vacate any premises near the fires and remain at a safe distance until emergency services manage to get the fires under control.
Cool, I don't see a fire. Alright, sure, why not? Are you telling me traffic was backed up because there was someone with a trailer trying to U-turn right after an intersection? How's the new game? Pretty good so far. Alright, we'll go ahead and get you someone real fast. Alright, so Kirlis. I forgot to follow the last one, so remind me to quickly do that. So you are a poorly educated adult who is wealthy on 59 Linden Street, and you work at the timber company. So let's grab you. Let's first find. We had another person we added to our list just a minute ago.
Driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please
Oh no, we did
exercise
follow.
Caution if you must drive.
Yep.
and
So there's
try to
Calaria
stay
Star
off the streets until
walking around
conditions
town.
improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
Just
Pending updates to our power grid. the
having a
city
walk
will
to
be
Polaris
experiencing
Suites.
blackouts. We urge the public to
So
remain
walking over
calm
to the
during these
giant,
breaks in service
giant
and
apartment
follow
building in the middle
guidelines
of.
on the city's website on how to plan for these temporary events. This has been a local public service announcement.
This is Second Moon with J. Thomas Hornbuckle. Before we dive into our next...
Why are you U-turning here? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So the reason why we're stuck is this car's trying
For
to
our
U-turn.
newer, less able listeners, first, we will be dancing through the al dente section before entering the slower Largo movement finally, then savoring the vivacious anti-pasto movement. So, without further ado, let's raise the curtain and begin.
Industry in the region is on the rise, and when business is doing well, that floats our boats.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda. We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait a little while until everything clears up.
If you're in it, you already know about it. No use reminding you. Meanwhile, expect delays and drive safe.
Was it stuck in the wrong lane and forced down that road? I don't know. Like that's the thing that's unclear. It's like, okay, I'm having this traffic thing, but I don't know why. Oh, it's doing that weird thing again, where it doesn't actually build the building. Let's try this again. Let's try doing that for a moment. And now let's reshape the property. Oh, that's interesting. You can actually reshape the borders of them. You don't have to do like some weird like finagling. You just kind of go, I want this to have a little bit more space, so you just take it basically. Alright, so now I got some vegetables being made as well. Let's balance that out. We do have the access to the lumberyard, but we can't really use that. Mixed housing. So commercial, there we go. That's what we really want. Maybe let's not bulldoze down like half the city all in one go. Let's like deal with one side of the road first. They'll probably be way better than just knocking the entire half of the city down all in one go. All right. The city has the best internet connectivity ever. Nice. Alright, let's see if we can actually look at our stats and see what some of our problems we got going on are. It's saying that, so tourism, we have a couple of parks that aren't pulling in any tourists. Our outside connections, we have this main road and we can get across the way to the train and eventually we can get the water. So most of our buildings are at level 2-ish. Yes, this area is pretty low. Land value has some areas that are pretty nice and all that. Company affordability, natural resources, population. Gotcha, it shows the density. According to the pop-ups, you have high crime and low healthcare. Let's see. So my crime probability is 5%. Our jails are fully available. Our prisons are fully available. I mean, there's no prison, whatever, but our jails are fully available. We have full coverage of the city, so it doesn't look like the crime is a problem. Administrative, looks like everything's doing pretty well there. Education is mostly looking good. We got a couple houses that are red here, but I think that's just because they're newer. Sign outside the jail said rooms for rent. Oh, yeah. Oh, hi. Casual Tornado. How are you doing? I feel like we should be getting an alarm about the casual tornado. Just, oh, I get it. It's the other side of the river tornado. Oh, that's fine. As long as it stays in its area, that's okay. So due to lack of maintenance, 2 of the skyscrapers, or not skyscraper, the big apartment buildings collapsed. Alright, so bear with me for just a moment, chat. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up taking a quick break here for just a second. As soon as this tornado finishes whatever, from wind turbine thingy. Check the wind charts for the wind turbine. Did I? Oh no, I didn't end up building the wind. Oh, we can check this. So 3. I get a solid 5 megawatts if I build a turbine inside the tornado. Otherwise, it doesn't help that much. Yeah, once the tornado figures itself out, I'm gonna take a quick break real fast, grab myself a new drink, stretch my legs, and I'll be right back after that. But things have been going pretty good. It's been interesting, like, messing with the whole multi-streaming thing. Like, it's hard to get useful data from a lot of these things. There's just so much stuff having going on. It does seem like Twitch is the only one, like, Twitch is the one I've only been, like, really focusing on. Some of the stuff happening on the other platforms aren't as much of a necessity. Like, I've got all the chats over here for everyone. I am going to have to find a thing that on my tooling for where I see that I could all be in one place. Ideally, I'm hoping I can do it in the prompter once I get the mount for it. Because the prompter looks like it'd be really nice if I can get it up to about eye level. Right now it's just sitting on my desk because I don't have a mount. You gonna finish what you're doing, buddy? Boydie got themselves a brand new house at 31 Florence Street. So Boydie now lives here. Yeah, no, it was just doing its thing. Alright, so what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to pause the game for a minute, and I'm going to put up my away screen for a minute. Going to grab myself a new drink and all that. But thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be back here in just a moment. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You see nothing, chat. Nothing is happening here, chat. You see nothing. I don't know what happened, chat. Everything was fine. And then it wasn't. And in a game where a single hit can be the end of it, 95% is still not good enough. Did I... Someone clipped that? I'm pretty sure we just pushed him, and it counted as a spear stab. Okay. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna declare a variable. And we're gonna declare that variable of a type integer. And we're gonna set its value to input 1. Don't forget your semicolon. So, is there anywhere down here we gotta worry about? Okay. So I'm not gonna put up here, I'm gonna go ahead and put these up here. I had gotten the amount of tomato seeds Okay, and we're back, so let's go ahead and unpause and get right back to what we were doing. Alright, so is that showing the desirability of areas? Because this is all industry, so I think the big bright red... Yeah, so this is saying there's ground pollution, so... Not suitable at all for residential. Whereas green is... I don't know why that one... Maybe it's trying to tell me that that is residential? Are you drawing in tourists or something? No, it doesn't say so. Man, I just realized there's 180 households in there? Maybe that's the issue. So yeah, we got a transportation problem. Okay. Our finances are still in the negatives, but we are now producing a surplus of grains. We do need to get more materials produced. We expanded our area. Let's see. Do you have any wider roads or public transport? Public transit, last I looked, are pretty limited.
I love you.
I love you more. Yeah, we're down to taxis and buses. Technically, I guess we have taxis. Yeah, no, it's this main drag here where it's like, I'm gonna do this cool thing, I'm gonna split it off. It made that this main trunk.
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens. Increasing areas of forest are being engulfed by flames. The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe. Citizens are advised to vacate any premises near the fires and remain at a safe distance until emergency services manage to get the fires under control.
Yeah, a bus line could help with traffic. I mean, the big problem we have right now is because it's one lane both ways. This is parking. A bus line could actually also hurt us because it will block traffic, versus if it was 4 lanes, then the bus, you know, takes up the out lane. So the thing is, I do have bigger roads, but I think the problem is I don't think I can expand without some building going. It is interesting that it's smart enough you can have it like... Oh, that's kind of cool. So I'm not sure if you're noticing what's happening here. I can make that so it expands, where it pushes one building off versus the other. Unfortunately, I've got useful stuff on both sides of the road, so I don't really have a good way of doing this. Is there a bus-only road? I don't think so. Yes, people U-turning that seems to be the problem. Under the bus? Yeah, so we could make bus roads. So you're going to... Can I make you bigger by chance? Well, no, that's not the problem. Yeah, because these are small roads, these are medium, so the medium road requires more space. Those also just increase the size. Yeah, so condition... Right. Yeah, I need to check. I think this game we actually do have... requirement might not be the right word, but there's actually a need for, parking. Man, I think... That's what I'm trying to do is, if I could get rid of those parking spaces and make them into another lane, that'd be perfect. And trying to remember where I saw that I could add trees. We unlocked that at some point, and I don't remember where we actually get to it. Maybe it's under parks? No. Ah, here it is. That's right. Okay, so I got rid of the park, got rid of that there. Is there like a no U-turn? So there's not a no U-turn. Okay, so put crosswalks in all the ends. Add wide to the normal sides. You can get rid of trees, sidewalk parking, everything to add a lane. Not that I've seen. Because I have sidewalk, I can add crosswalks, I can add grass to the edges, which I don't want to do because I want my pedestrians to walk through there. I can add lighting, I can add sound barriers, or I can add trees. And as far as the roads, I can have a 2-lane and a 3-lane asymmetrical, I believe, will take the same space. I don't know if that gets rid of the... Yeah, so I can do that. Technically, that gives me a lane. It's like in my head, I'm like, thanks, I hate it. There, to the first intersection. So I'm trying to see why we keep stopping. That's the thing that has me confused. Like we keep having cars stopping in here, and then that backs up everything. So my hope of what's going to happen here is now I got that sorted from the looks of it. We'll start having the traffic go around there. Like ultimately, my whole plan is to just build off a new highway area and start moving the important stuff over and redo all of this. Like, what's your deal? Why are you stopping? Why are you U-turning with your trailer in an intersection? Because that's what held up all that traffic. Was they missed their turn, they went over here, then they backed up, turned around, they went back around. Which I guess is a realistic thing someone could do, is just not see that they're supposed to turn someplace. Okay. I do like that we have much more variety in the vehicles. Oh, I'm hearing the radio mess. Like, what the heck am I hearing? Bandwidth increase? Can't you put a crosswalk above the intersection so you don't have to stop the pedestrians? This is true. I could probably make some walkways to go over top of the road or underneath it. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. It's like... I keep seeing these ones that, like, this car, I think, right now is going to want a U-turn. No, there's one that... I keep having this weird thing that'll pull up and then they'll U-turn, and I'm trying to figure out what the cause of that is. Because that seems to be causing a lot of issues. Because they'll sit there for, like, ever for the other car to open up the space and then finally go. Because this, I think, will empty out now. Get the going. Yeah, that's a... So, that actually does automatically put in crosswalks now. So, if we look around here somewhere, we have a crosswalk. We did. Maybe when I redid roads, it got rid of it. Alright. Yeah, let's go and check here. Do this. Okay. So we put the crosswalk there. Put one here. So I don't know is how I get rid of the crosswalk here. If you can. Okay, that's how we do it. We just go and we go over to it, we right mouse button to get rid of it. So that gives them 2 places to cross over the middle of the road. So what we could do is at a walking location over here, which that used to be under park. Yeah, a narrow 2-lane road with no sidewalks. That's not what I'm looking for. They gotta still have the idea behind, like, walkways. They have to. Because they used to be under park. Was there a pedestrian road? Not that I'm seeing. Like, well, there's pedestrian street. But that's... The pedestrian street is that over here. So it's still a regular road. Whereas they used to have, like, actual flyover. They have, like, walkways like this. And I'm willing to bet they still do. It could also be that maybe I haven't unlocked them yet. Alright. I was trying to save my development points for other stuff, but we keep ending up being like, oh, we should get, like, this or that. What's advanced services? So, advanced services stuff for, like, the lights, the stop signs, the no right, no whatever. You do have the crosswalk and all that, but it's stuff you add on to the roads. Yeah, no, I'm willing to bet they, like, I'm fairly sure they have them. They must just be in a different place than I'm used to seeing them. There's a public transfer lane. Oh, it's a graveyard. I thought it was a zoo. I guess they're similar. You just see planted people. Yeah, I'm used in the other one you saw it in this tab. Ah, here we go. It's under landscaping. Alright, that's a bit tight to fit it there. Alright, so I've got it over top. So now the oh, that has to be so long. There's got to be a smaller step we can do that. Oh, yeah, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to change the step of it. Yeah, that's just thinking the same thing. It's like that is quite the pedestrian walkway. Okay, so can I increase it by? Oh, there we go.
A driving advisory has been issued for the immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive, and try to stay off the streets until conditions improve. This has been a local public service announcement.
This is Second Moon Radio, classical for the modern age. Unlike most modern music, classical has always been penned by
That's the
someone sitting
those
in front
people
of a
hauling their
sheet of
sailboats to their
white
house.
paper, using
I mean, to be
audio
fair,
imagery
like 15 feet
through a
isn't that
silent
high.
audio masterpiece. Now,
Like a decent height truck is enough to
our souls are transported.
Okay.
But let us not tarry. On to the next episode.
We're live, and we're getting reports about a traffic accident somewhere in the city.
Road maintenance services have already been dispatched, and traffic flow should return to normal. But if you're planning a quick trip out, you might want to wait.
Alright, so I've got this too congested to make this work, unfortunately.
You already know about it. No use
This is the intersection we've recognized as a problem that I'm going to have to work around. So rather than sit there trying to, like, finagle that. Yeah, 15 feet is like a semi-truck, correct.
There's no sinking this boat, Glenda.
Alright. Maybe stoplights? That tower being so loud is very upsetting. Here, let's go through here. Get rid of the pedestrian walkways there and there. You have no business crossing over here. Let's take all the pedestrian ones. You gotta walk all the way over here, out and around if you need to do it. Get all the pedestrians out of that area. I do need to have a pedestrian walkway potentially over here. Now it seems like it'll be okay. That way they can still get over to this spot. Otherwise they have to walk all the way down here and all that. We'll see how that helps. You can probably get rid of you. Leave the one up there. Starting to feel like Florida now, where you have to go half across town to get a pedestrian walkway. Okay, so what are you waiting on that no one's going? You're U-turning. That's the ones I don't get. It's the one where they drive up to a spot and then they just park there and they wait and then they U-turn and just go back the way they came. I haven't quite figured out what causes that. But that's where I've noticed the worst of the backups seem to come from. The good news is, it's already getting better. We don't have all the traffic going into town here. So... You're literally melting from heat. What a world. I mean, 84 is pretty thick. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's like, if it's supposed to simulate something like that, is that someone is trying to commute to work, then it just got late and so they just left. So weird. All right. So what is our unemployment at now? Because I need to be bringing more money in. Now, things are improving when it comes to our finances, like the amount we're deficit each time. Stuck in traffic for so long that the profession says commuting. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, it's over here. Let's see. Workplace distribution. We've got 707 jobs are filled that are uneducated. We got a couple of educated jobs open. I can't actually see how many poorly educated. Well-educated, we're in really bad shape. We got 240 something positions open, and they're all in the well-educated area. To me, that says it's worth investing in making well-educated happen. Because there's a very good chance if I can, So what's the difference? Oh man, you are expensive. Let's see. What's the difference between you two? Is it just number of students? Ah. They have limitations on how... Oh, goodness, you're big.